Hey, Addict, Kent, how you doing? It's been a while since I've been around, so we're going to go right back to basics. Um, you know, First thing I'm going to do is read just for today. 24th. Can you believe it? Talking about tradition 12. After having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other addicts and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Even reminding us to place principles before personalities. Tradition 12. Sometimes it's hard to accept others' character defects. As we recover together, we not only listen to others talk in meetings, we also watch how they walk through their recovery. The more we get to know other members, the more we become aware of how they live their lives. We may, from opinions about how they work their program, we may find that certain members upset us, or we may even hear ourselves say, if I worked their program, I would surely use. We have found tolerance in to be the principle and the strength, not only our own recovery, but also our relationships with individuals, other members, facilities, when we remember that we ourselves rarely turn over our own character defects until we become painfully aware of them. I will strive to accept others as they are. I will not try to judge others. I will focus on the principles of love and acceptance. Now, usually what happens in addiction is what we see in somebody else is what we're looking in the mirror. The definition of addiction is a primary chronic disease of the brain rewarded motivation, memory, and related addiction is primarily a chronic disease. Circuitry, dysfunction in those circuits leads to characteristics biologically, physiologically, socially, and spiritual manifestations. This is reflected in an individual pathological pursuing reward and or relief of a substance used to others' behaviors. Addiction is characterized by inability to constitutionally abstain. Impairment in behavioral addiction is characterized as inability to constantly abstain. Imperatives in behavior, control, craving, demonization, reconciliation, or significant problems with one's behaviors and interpersonal relationships, and a dysfunctional emotional response. Like other chronic disease, addiction often involves cycles of relapse and remission without treatment, encouragement, and recovery. achievements and activities. Addiction is progressive and can result in a disability or premature death. Trust me, the statistics are mind-blowing. Um, in high addiction, the rate of recovery is 80% will fail. Only 20 will last. In small quantities, that goes down to 20%. But you have to understand that an addictive behavior is going to use because I couldn't control my emotions. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to react. I overreacted in every situation. I overemphasized everything because if I didn't, then it was my fault. And of course, it couldn't be my fault, could it? Well, that's senseless, ridiculous, childish behavior. You know, I had to learn to grow up and put on my big boy pants and start acting like a man instead of a boy child. When I did that, things changed for me. I began to see my character defects and problems and issues, and not so much judge others as much. Occasionally I still see myself doing it, but, are you perfect? I don't think so. If you're going to judge me based on my recovery, you need to walk a mile in my shoes. And if you can't do that, then you need to shut up and stop. Because you don't know what I went through, where I come from, or who I am. So for you to judge me is an unfair thing to do. This is why Tradition 12 says, put principles before personalities. You have to listen to the story, not attack the person. That's the key. Listen to what they say. Listen, take what you want and leave the rest. You don't have to like everybody in recovery, but you sure need them to help you stay clean. And some of those people who are obnoxious and painful and blunt are some of the best people to talk to, because they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear. And that's the key in recovery. I can blow smoke up your butt all I want, but that's not really going to help you, is it? If I say, oh, it's okay, it's all right, you're doing all right, and you're messing up, that's a really stupid thing to do. I need to kick your butt and tell you, you need to get on the road to recovery, man, because you're on the road to relapse. I'll be the first to tell you you're messing up. Trust me. I come from a long line of hard-nosed recovery people. They were honest with me throughout my recovery, and I am the same way. May God bless and keep you, and we will talk to you again very soon.